Guys, today we're going to be reacting to Wansi Entertainment, so let's get into it.
I grew up in the Philippines, and as a kid, I was always climbing tall trees, getting into mischief, and running around the countryside.
Okay.
That wild, curious energy pretty much defined my childhood. I was about 10 years old, just lounging in my room, bored and restless. Then something outside caught my eye. There was a rambutan tree, its bright red fruit ripe and ready to be picked. The tree stood next to an old set of ruins near my house, a place we were always told to stay away from, but never really listened. I climbed up the rambutan tree, completely focused on my prize. I sat on one of the branches and started eating, with sweet juice dripping down my chin. That's when I saw something move. In the shadowy window of the
tells
ruins,
me not to go
something
anywhere,
flickered,
and there's like
just
something
for a second, then
that
vanished.
is telling me
I
that I
rubbed
would
my
want to
eyes,
go over
thinking
there.
I
Like,
was
I don't
seeing
care if
things.
there's an apple
That
tree
place had been abandoned
or
for
anything.
years.
I'm
No
not
one
going
lived there. No
anywhere
one
near
could
that.
live there. As I was finishing my first piece of fruit, it happened again. Only this time, it didn't vanish. It stopped, and it stared back at me. Two figures were standing in the broken window. They were humanoid, but not quite. Their skin was leathery, their bodies round and bulky, and their backs were covered in something that looked like a turtle shell. Their eyes glowed red, and their mouths, if you could call them that, were jagged like a snapping turtle's jaw.
Oh
A
my
chill raced
God.
down my spine, and my whole body locked up in fear. I lost my grip and fell. I hit the ground hard, scraped up and bruised. I scrambled to my feet and ran barefoot all the way home. I didn't care about the pain. I didn't feel it. I didn't care that I'd left my slippers behind. I just knew I had to get away. I never told my family what happened. I figured they wouldn't believe me, or worse, they wouldn't care. Years passed, and I almost convinced myself it had just been my imagination. Then, one day, I was talking to my grandmother, and she started reminiscing about an old house nearby, one that had been abandoned for decades. I asked her why no one ever bought the place. Her answer stopped me cold. "Well," she said, "I can't blame them. Two people hung themselves in that house." I didn't say a word, but in my head, all I could see were those two turtle-like creatures standing in that ruined window, watching me. After she told me that, I remember going home and drawing pictures of what I saw. The house, the figures, the glowing red eyes. A constant reminder that it wasn't just my imagination, and that it was reality.
Okay.
This story happened to me back in 2014 when I was in 4th grade. Back in the day, all of my classmates and I used to talk about this fictional horror character called Slenderman. You might be familiar. He appeared in some of the horror movies that were made at the time, so everyone at school knew about him. Anyway, one night I was sleeping alone in my room when I had this nightmare about Slenderman. In the dream, I was at the local aquatic center getting ready for my swimming lessons. Then I saw Slenderman standing in the middle of the hallway between the locker rooms, just looking at me. Started chasing me. I ran as fast as I could in the dream and woke up just before he could touch me. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end there. I ran to my parents' bedroom with my heart beating like crazy. I told them about this bad dream and asked if I could sleep near them. My parents agreed and let me sleep in the middle of their room. I think it was about 30 minutes before I woke up to this loud noise. My dad woke up too and figured out that the house's fire alarm had been going off for about a minute. My parents checked around the house, searching for any signs of fire, but there was nothing wrong. So at this point, I was really scared. But my parents went back to sleep, and eventually, so did I. My parents told me that the fire alarm was faulty, and that's why it went off randomly in the middle of the night. But this had never happened before in our entire life staying in this house. Since then, the small part of me has always wondered if there was a connection between my nightmare and that seemingly random malfunction.
Okay guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. See you guys on the next one. I hope you guys enjoy, and peace.